have you caused?
There's no loss.
No loss.
Absolutely. So what you've got is
So what's the, what's the damage?
Exactly. But what we're talking about, the difference between a statutory violation and a crime. What they're trying to say to you is you've committed a crime, but you haven't committed a crime because a crime only exists in common law.
OK. And they do accept this, do they? The powers that be do it?
You have some fun with them. You have some fun with the police. One of our members has just recently had some real fun with a couple of police officers. It was very... I would ask... See, if I was pulled up by the police, which I have been, and recently for a seatbelt, which I won't, I won't go to their court of law because they've got no jurisdiction over me.
You were not wearing a seatbelt?
Yeah. And now you're going to shoot the messenger. Everybody does.
No, what... I'm simply asking the question.
The question is, what people... I got shot to pieces, and it was quite funny, actually. Right. My view about a seatbelt is, it's my choice. Everything is about choice. I make the wrong choice, OK, and I go through a windscreen, and that's what was meant to happen. That's how I look at things. I don't look...
This is like karma or something? This is that sort of Buddhist...
It's not karma, it's called synchronistic recognition.
OK. Synchronicity is normally when coincidences occur, isn't it?
Absolutely, you learn from your mistakes.
Isn't it?
Yeah, you just learn. Yeah, but you just learn from your mistakes. It's not from anybody, it's just something because I don't read any of these books about... People say, have you read this book? No. But you talk like this person does. Well, maybe I do, but I haven't read his book. OK. So you've made a choice not to wear a seatbelt. I made a choice, yeah, not to wear a seatbelt.
Because you don't believe that not wearing a seatbelt creates any harm or injury or loss.
Only to me.
And you obviously aren't going to sue yourself.
No, but yeah, see, that's the point. Compensation nation. Now you're going along like...
Do we want to go there?
No, you don't want to go there.
We've only got 2 hours.
You don't want to go there, but it is a compensation.
Let me just... I'm going to start reading out some texts here because otherwise we're never going to read any out and people are going to get upset. And I'm saying to text in 87778. Keep them short, otherwise they get cut off and I can't read them then. There's somebody here, I think it's John, saying, it's so good to know there are men like you in the world. Thank you, John. So I don't know whether they're John or they're saying thank you, John. But anyway, there you go. Oh, my God. There's one here that's been cut off again. It says, how do mothers who have had their children stolen for forced adoption and fathers denied their parental rights after divorce take their children back? I think we're going to have to get back to that one, don't you? Because that's a bit down the road.
There is... we do know of something that happened recently that I can't quantify. I can't validate it at all. We're going to try and get some validation.
Is this to do with a person?
Yeah, basically, a lady had her 4 children taken away, and about 2 or 3 days later, the social services brought one of the children back. And when the mother questioned the social services, said, well, the reason we brought the child back is because we don't own it. You never registered it at birth.
Well, they actually said this. I did actually see that on your website, actually. No,
we're trying to quantify it. What I'm saying is, I get this information I work very closely with a gentleman called Brian Gerrish, and Brian gets some phenomenal...
I should say, he was supposed to be my guest last week, but unfortunately he suffered a bereavement in his family.
Yeah, his poor mum. I know, I was there.
And he couldn't come. Yeah, I'm trying to get him back.
I've been working at Brian's house to work at his house. So,
what a small world.
Yeah. No, we're really good friends, and Brian gets the most colossal... He gets like, they served him, so funny, they served things on him before he's even wrote about the subjects. That's how funny it is. This is how panicky they are, because of this baby P issue and Linda Lewis is the issue about the child who's now 22 and still not allowed to see her parents. I mean, these sort of issues. So Brian gets all this information. We get a lot of information, and we suddenly start to realise that it's the birth certificate that is the main, it's the problem.
All right, we seem to have segued into that. Let's get on to the birth certificate thing, because that's on my list of things to ask you about.
Right, well, birth certificate basically is the creation of the fiction, the creation of an entity that doesn't
exist. This is the difference between a person and a human being. So this happens when you register the child?
Yeah, but you're told you've got to register the child. You're told you must. Now, in legalese terms, in the Law Society terms, must is synonymous with the word may. So you've been given a choice. Because at the end of the day, it's a statute. If you don't register after 42 days, they reckon you get £1,000 or whatever they reckon, right? The truth of it is that you'll get about an £8 fine. A year later, the Attorney General will actually write you a letter to say, would you like to register your child? They can't make you do it, OK?
See, I didn't know that. I mean, I have 2 children and I registered them.
Yeah, I did it at all. You imagine how I feel now. But no, so when you look at the birth certificate, right, and look at every part of the birth certificate and look at the wording that's used, and it's incredible, absolutely incredible. But the last bit is the most interesting. The father is classed as the informant, right?
The informant.
And his qualification is he is the father, so he knows that there's a child being born, so he can inform on that child.
Yes.
Right. So
But what if the mother registers the child? A lot of single parents register children, don't
do you
they?
know what? I don't know. That'll be something we could look at. But we've looked at quite a couple of birth certificates to quantify this, right? To have a look at this, and I'm going to do more. Underneath, it says this is very fascinating. I like this piece.
Okay.
This is where you start talking about different jurisdictions. It says your name, which is not a signature, it's wrote, and it says the declaration of. Now, a declaration is in common law. The only person who can make a declaration, which is a declaration or affidavit within common law, is one of the most powerful documents within law, because it's a sworn oath of your truth.
OK.
Yeah?
So you swear that this is your child or whatever?
No. You just saying it's a declaration from a human being, because he has to act on behalf of the fictitious father, which his name is in capitals, to inform the child is there so they can make another fiction out of it. That's how it works. So basically what it is,
when we register our children...
You put them in slavery. You just don't know.
They become a bonded slave.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. Exactly.
That's quite powerful stuff, isn't it?
No, but it's the truth. Go and look for it yourself. It's the evolution of slavery. Yeah, I know, but in the evolution of slavery, it's something that's quite amazing when you look at the word slavery and you look at sort of civil relationships between people and a state, and people use the word citizens. Citizens, we're not a republic. We're not subjects either. Subjects is that means we're subjected to the rule of something.
Well, we are a constitutional monarchy, aren't we, officially?
Ah, do you know what a constitutional monarchy is?
Do you know, I have a feeling you're going to tell me, John.
A constitutional sovereign, very interesting. Constitutional sovereign is locked in constitutional law with no powers whatsoever. They can guide, they can warn, and they have the right to be informed. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. That's all they
head
can
of
do.
state.
Basically what they are is a mascot.
We're paying an awful lot for this mascot, aren't we?
Yeah, I know, but it was needed. It's a requirement for them to succeed in what they've done. To get us to where we are now, it was a requirement, and they had to lock a certain dynasty into the requirement as well, using another part of this country as a bargaining chip.
Would have been another part of this. Come on. Don't tease.
Mate, there's so much to this. It goes all the way back. You know, I mean, Magna Carta, look at the wording of Magna Carta, and pull me one article.
I've got it, actually. It's funny you should say that.
I have a copy of it.
Magna Carta, 1215.
Yeah.
I've got all the ones you've highlighted on your website. I should say your website is www.tpuc.org, which stands for, I've written it down somewhere, the People's United Collective.
Absolutely.
There you go. Anyway, and you can download copies of Magna Carta, Charter of Liberties of Henry I, 1100, Declaration of Rights, 1688 to 1689, Bill of Rights, 1689, etc., on this site. Anyway, Magna Carta.
What do you want to know?
Well, what do you want to tell us?
Well, pick one of the articles.
Well, I think the one you point to quite often is 61, isn't it?
Yeah, but 61's too complicated for this. You go a little bit. Go 38.
38, clause 38. OK, in future, no official shall place a man on trial upon his own unsupported statement without producing credible witnesses to the truth of it.
OK, so what does that say to you? What do you get from that?
Well, I suppose if you confess a crime...
Yeah.
That's not to be believed by a court without independent corroboration.
Brilliant. So you really got it. That's a really good fundamental thing, because if you've got someone, obviously, who is not right in the head, and they're going to, you know, for whatever reason... There is, yeah. There's people out there who really don't... I don't know why, but they're not right in the head. They don't make the right decisions. So you could get someone to admit to something that they haven't done just because they feel intimidated or pressured into it. So that was designed to do that. But it says a word there. It says man.